Alô, boa noite. Boa noite a todos. Depois de muitos problemas técnicos, estamos aqui de volta. Boa noite a todos. Por favor, quem estiver presente, poder me confirmar áudio, por gentileza. O som está funcionando, beleza? Se puderem me confirmar, por favor. Boa noite. Yes, it is. Love. It is about language. We are going to be talking in English in a few minutes, but before I have some announcements. Então tá bom, gente? Daqui a pouco eu tenho alguns anúncios para fazer antes. Agradeço. Vamos confirmar a tela, por favor. Me confirme se vocês estão olhando o site da Bastter no chat, só para confirmar se a tela está sendo compartilhada. Eu tive muitos problemas técnicos aqui antes. Eu achei que semana passada eu tinha matado a charada, mas aparentemente não. Mas eu consegui. Obrigado, Flávio. Então, gente, é o seguinte, o chat de hoje, né, estamos no nosso sétimo chat da área Vai Lá e Faz, que é a área que fica dentro do Vai Lá e Faz, Vai Lá e Fala, né? Me apresentar para vocês, eu sou Marcelo Maciel, moderador dessa nova área, e aqui basicamente é para a gente praticar, né, outras línguas. Hoje nós iríamos ter o chat com um sommelier francês, Grégoire Gaumont. O chat seria em francês, seria uma entrevista com ele, mas ele teve uma emergência de saúde e infelizmente não pôde comparecer. Então, essa entrevista vai acontecer outro dia, ok? E agora, eu vou, como sempre aqui de praxe, eu vou estar falando, só apresentando aqui o Anjos da Bastter, tá? É, em que é o nosso projeto de doações, né? Que vocês podem participar. Nós temos o projeto aqui de ajudar a Judoca, é um projeto que eu administro, né? A gente arca com os custos de treinamento e competições. Resgatinhos da Ju é uma ajuda de cachorros e gatos de rua, né? Nós temos a ajuda de curso para duas pessoas, a gente já fechou 2020 para dois alunos estudarem, né? E tem o projeto da construção de doação de livros para uma biblioteca lá no interior do Paraná, ok? Gente, então hoje, o que acontece? Pelo fato de que a gente estava com esse chat marcado, eu acabei não preparando nada, tá? Não tive tempo hábil de preparar alguma coisa para hoje, mas de qualquer forma, como claro, eu tenho a disponibilidade de estar aqui com vocês, então eu gostaria que hoje a gente conversasse, né, fosse um tema aberto e vocês pudessem perguntar qualquer coisa. O som tá baixo, é? Deixa eu ver aqui. Vou estar falando um pouquinho mais alto. Vou tentar falar um pouquinho mais alto. Pode ser, pode ser a bateria do microfone, tá? Mas vou tentar falar um pouco mais alto. Mas pode ser a bateria do telefone, do microfone. Se continuar, eu troco a bateria, tá ok? É, Então, gente, como eu estava falando, infelizmente a gente ia ter a entrevista com o sommelier hoje, não foi possível e acabou que foi. Pera aí, então parece que realmente o som está baixo. Deixa eu trocar então a bateria do microfone, só um instante. Vamos ver se melhora alguma coisa. Vou trocar a bateria aqui, só um segundo. Bom, gente, tá bem complicado de trocar essa bateria, viu? Bem complicado mesmo. Boa noite, Thiago. Se vocês puderem dar mais indícios aí do microfone. Alô, alô, alô. Alô, alô, alô. Testando. Bom, bateria nova. Oi, pessoal, o som tá ruim mesmo? Coloquei a bateria nova. Testando. Se vocês puderem me dar o feedback. Realmente continua ruim. E com chiado. Pera aí, agora eu fechei o microfone. Tá ok? Cara, o chiado. Não, beleza. Então tá. O pessoal tá dizendo que melhorou. Porque se continuar o chiado, eu vou começar a desconfiar que é a minha entrada. Tá, beleza. É, Então tá bom, gente. De qualquer forma, eu vou falar um pouco mais baixo e depois eu faço mais alguns testes. Porque pode ser a entrada. Pode ser a entrada do. É o volume, né, que tá ruim. Pode ser a entrada do meu computador. Depois eu faço alguns testes. Gente, então, como eu estava dizendo, hoje a gente já tem a entrevista o, com o sommelier. A gente ia conversar sobre vinhos e tal. E, porém, acabou que ele acabou tendo um problema de saúde e tal. Então, realmente eu não tive nada para preparar para vocês hoje, mas eu gostaria de deixar o tópico aberto para que vocês pudessem perguntar, ficarem à vontade para perguntar, tá? E peço que realmente as perguntas sejam em inglês, porque de fato para a gente praticar o inglês, tá, gente? Que aqui estamos no chat diário de línguas, então o intuito aqui é que a gente pratique o inglês. E aí eu vou fiquem à vontade aí para perguntar qualquer coisa em relação aí ações, educação financeira, as empresas. Mas agora eu vou estar passando para o inglês e peço que vocês comecem suas perguntas, que a gente pode estar abordando aqui qualquer coisa. E claro que se eu não souber responder, eu pelo menos direciono aqui onde que a gente pode estar encontrando determinada informação. Ok, guys? Let's get back to English now. We are gonna be doing this in English. There are a lot of people complaining about the sound of the audio, that it's lower than the other days. I'm gonna try to check why is this happening. Maybe some interference. Maybe my laptop is messed up a little bit. I don't know. I need to run some tests. I have another microphone, but I can try use another one another day. So guys, uh, if please you can get started asking questions. Okay, tonight is a free topic because our interview that was scheduled for tonight had to be canceled because the sommelier that I was gonna do the interview, he had some health problems and I had to skip it tonight. So we are gonna be taking a rain check for that. So I'm gonna be here asking some questions. It's gonna be a free topic. So I really gonna need you guys to collaborate and participate a little bit more, and so we can keep the chat running. Okay. And again, I apologize for this last news and for the technical problems. All right. So guys, if you have no issue with the audio, do not fix what is not broken. Okay. Exactly. I think the interview with the sommelier would be very nice. But I guess in a couple of weeks, I know that next Monday won't be possible to have this interview, but maybe later. Okay, so IMAB 11. Do you think it's a good way to a starter? Okay, I gotta be honest with you. I don't know what IMAB 11 it is. Let's see. Probably, okay, it's an ETF. Uh, so guys, let's talk a little bit about ETF. Okay. Someone asked about IMAB 11. Okay. I gotta be honest, I don't know what it is, but anyway, it's an ETF. I never heard of it. So guys, ETF X exchange ex traded funds. So you gotta ask yourself why you would get started with IMAB 11. Okay. What would be the upsides and the downsides? In general, it's a fund. Okay. So if it is a fund, you're gonna have some fees, some administration fees over it. So this is the first point, okay? To be honest, I don't see no upsides. Upsides, okay? Let's get started with the downsides, all right? Downsides about ETFs. So guys, the first one, uh, since if it is a fund, you're gonna have some administration fees, okay, to pay for the manager. So it's a cost that I don't think it makes any sense. Okay, it's unnecessary. This is one of the downsides. Second of all, uh, you're gonna have it's worse. It's worse than the stock picking. Okay, the stock picking yourself because you're gonna have some bad companies inside. Okay, bad companies in the package. So I don't think it makes any sense. Okay. Uh, Later on, let me check what are the. Okay, so guys, let's get back to the sound here. It's really that bad. I can try another microphone, but uh, Gustav, let me. Okay, let me see what are the companies there are on the ETF. IMAB 11. Let's see if there is. Okay, what is this? Uh, okay, I couldn't find it. Anyway, let's get back to what I was saying. Uh, do you think that doesn't make sense even for a special sort of ETF like small cap and mid caps, better option to dilute risks? Okay, I understand what you're saying, but okay, let's get back here. Then I can continue with those questions. It's worse stock picking, bad companies in the package, I guess. And the other ones, it's about the taxes. Okay, it's about taxes. Usually, when you have uh, on ETFs, usually the the dividends, uh, they are automatically reapplied. Okay, so the dividends they don't go to your bank account, to your account, to your broker account that you can reapply in another company in another stock. Okay, they are over on the same ETF. So may, so for example, when you are going to sell that ETF to maybe to use it or you need the money anyway, it's like you're gonna be paying taxes twice. Okay, so it has like a double taxation here in the ETFs. I don't think it makes any sense. Okay. Uh, so guys, and the upside, the upsides. I don't see. No one. Okay, I don't see no upsides in ETFs. Okay, because you really have to study what you're gonna invest. So that's why we teach here about the stock picking. Okay, and so Gustavo, he asked about small caps and mid caps. Let's talk a little bit about this. Small caps and mid caps. There are some that pay dividends like stock. Okay, it would be a little better. Okay, if it paid dividends like stocks, but we get on the other downside. It's worse than stock picking. You ask about small caps and mid caps. So guys, uh, I don't think I think I am focused in risk control. Okay, I am focused in risk control. So I don't think since I prefer to do a big risk control, I don't think that small caps and mid caps are the way to do it. Okay, uh, it's like it's like putting the the chances in our favor. And how are we gonna do that? With blue chips. Okay, guys, with blue chips, uh, top companies, right? High qualities. Anyway, high quality companies. So that's putting the chances in our favor. What do you prefer to put your money on a company that it's making profits for the last 20 years, on a company that it's getting started right now and you don't know what's gonna become. Okay, so it's all about risk control. I don't think that small caps and mid caps are the way to do it. A good risk control, of course, there is the diversification involved, but I only think that diversification makes sense if you go to the good companies. Okay, if you go to the good companies. But okay, let's pretend now. Let's consider that you want to make bigger investments. You already have like a large equity, and you think you are right now in a position to make riskier investments, and you want to do it in small caps and mid caps. Okay, that's not a problem, I guess. But again, if you want to do it, you go to the stock picking strategy. Okay, so truly, I don't see any sense about the ETFs. Okay, I don't think ETFs makes any sense. Okay, uh, our consultant for taxes here in Bastter.com, buy and hold 64. He said a nice phrase about ETFs. ETFs. He said that it is like marrying the bride and going to the honeymoon with your mother-in-law. Okay, this is what he said about ETFs, because you're probably gonna have some good stuff in the package, but you're gonna have some bad stuff. So that's why you gotta go with the stock picking. Okay, so that's my opinion about it. Let's get back here. Uh, Okay. Do you think that doesn't make sense? Okay, I already talked about the small caps and mid caps. This ETF is especially based in fixed income. Oh, okay. So I don't know much about fixed income ETFs, but I think it's gonna make less sense even than the variable income. Okay. No traditional funds. I think that makes no sense funds, because you are gonna be delegating the management of your money, and I only think that it's only downsides on it, no upsides at all. Okay. Uh, is it a free chat? Exactly, Plinio. It's a free chat. You can ask about anything. Can you talk a little bit about the situations when we should consider to sell our assets? Okay. Of course. Let's get back here. I think there are four possibilities. Four. Okay, just 1 second. Control Z, Control Z. Okay. There are four situations where you can sell your assets. Okay, 4 situations where you can sell your assets. The first one, the first one, it's when you have an expense that is beyond your emergency fund. Okay, guys. So, for example, your emergency fund that it's gonna be in your savings account because of the it's a secure place to be of a big bank and you have liquidity. Okay. So if you have an expense that it's gonna go over your emergency fund, of course you're not gonna get a debt to pay that. You're gonna have to sell your assets. Okay. So for example, your emergency fund it's like 30,000, for example. Okay. And I don't know, you have an emergency fund, you have an emergency expense of 40K, for example. Okay, 40K. Of course, guys, you're gonna have to sell your assets. You're gonna start whatever the Barca system is gonna tell you that you're up ahead. Okay, so it's gonna be fixed income, maybe treasury bond, IPCA mais 2045, or your stocks. Anyway, this is the first situation to sell your assets. Okay, so the second one is when a company announces closure of the capital. Ok? So, OPA, fechamento de capital, oferta pública de aquisição de ações. Né? So, when a company decides to close their capital, okay? Their equity. So this is when we say that you can sell immediately. Okay, sell the stocks immediately. Oops, sorry guys, it's been a long time. Just sell your stocks immediately, and because now the company decided that he doesn't want any small shareholders, so that's why he announced the OPA. So this is the second situation. The third one, to transfer your assets. Okay, with the wanting to diversify. Okay, guys, transfer your assets to diversification. Okay, so for example, to diversification. Okay, so for example, you have like 300K. You have 300K in stocks. Okay, one example. And you decided that you wanna diversify. You're gonna go to real estate. So you're gonna buy a condo, okay, an apartment of 150K, for example. Here, guys, I think it's plausible, okay, since you're gonna transfer your assets to diversification. I think it's plausible to sell 150K of your stocks and get this apartment. Okay, if you know how to do it, if you made a good research, and you wanna diversify, okay, maybe this is one situation that you can sell your assets. Okay, and the last one, it's the financial stability. Okay, financial stability. Okay, it's when you're gonna profit from your equity. Okay, so you already achieved the financial stability, you already achieved the financial independence, the financial peace of mind. Maybe we can put it this way. And now you're gonna use. Okay, now you're gonna use your wealth. Okay, I think now it's better. Okay, use to profit anyway. Now you're gonna use your wealth that you built over the years, okay, and you can sell a few stocks. There is no problem on that. That's why you accumulated this equity over the years so you can use it in the future. Okay, maybe this is the fourth situation that I think it's plausible to sell your assets. Okay, uh, so guys, Plinio, I hope you understood what I talked about. Let's get back here to the chat. So guys, good evening, Charlito. Thanks for participating again. So this is a free chat. So I'll be here to answer any questions that you might have. Like I said earlier, our interview with the wine sommelier, the French sommelier, was canceled. So I didn't have any time to prepare a lecture for tonight. Okay, I apologize for that, but we can be here uh, for to talk about your questions. So guys, we started talking about ETFs. I made some points why it doesn't make any sense. Okay. Also about small caps and mid caps, like Gustavo was asking. All right. Uh, and Plinio just asked me about selling the our assets, right? So we talk about four situations that it's plausible to sell our assets. Maybe there was another one, but I think it's just for the last course that I give. I think they were four. Maybe let's see if there is another one. Just 1 second. Um, just 1 second, guys. Let me check. Oh, okay. There is the last one. I remember. Okay, let's get back here. There is a fifth. There is a fifth situation uh, when a company lose its value. Okay, why am I saying value? Because you are going to decide value for you. Okay, value for you. You're going to decide that. So, for example, uh, maybe 2 years in a row, 2 years in a row, uh, with negative with losses, right? 2 years in a row with losses, with no crisis. Maybe you're gonna sell a little bit. Maybe you're gonna put in quarantine, right? Because there are some errors here that you can make. Maybe you're gonna put in quarantine. It means that you're not gonna buy it, but you're not gonna sell it either, right? If you're gonna sell it, sell slowly, okay? If you have like 1,000 shares, sell 200, wait for the next year. If there is another loss, right? No profits, uh, no bad revenue, lower EBITDA, stuff like that. You can sell another 200. So this is the fifth situation that you can sell your assets, okay? When the company loses its value, when the company becomes bad, okay? This is one example. But in the fifth situation, we should put in quarantine first, all right? For about at least 1 year, maybe. Yes, exactly. So this is something, maybe this is the most difficult thing to do in the buy and hold strategy, okay? Uh, yes, we gotta go do everything slowly, like the same time. When you decide to buy a stock, for example, uh, buying a stock, right? You do three things, I guess, right? Of course, you're gonna uh, study for value, right? You're gonna search, you're gonna seek value. You're gonna decide what is a good company to you. Uh, you're gonna buy slowly, right? You're gonna operate with little money, right? This is it's all about risk control. You're gonna do diversification, okay? Like 1 or 2% in each asset. So this is how we buy a stock. How we become. This is how we become a shareholder. A share. This is how we become a shareholder of a good company. Okay. To get out, now to sell a stock, it's about the same thing. It's about the same thing, right? Uh, value is gone. Uh, you can put in in quarantine first and wait maybe another year. Quarantine. And when you decide to sell, if you decide to sell, you sell slowly also. Because here, when you decide to sell, you can make two errors, okay? There are two mistakes that you can make here. Mistake number one, right? Mistake number one. You can it's when you stay longer and the company is bad, right? And mistake number two, it's when you sell too soon and the company is good, right, guys? This is the two mistakes. When you decide to sell a stock, this is the two mistakes that you can make, all right? Mistake number one, you stay longer than you should have, okay? And the company really turned bad. It really became a bad company, lose its value. Of course, if the company lost its value, you're gonna make a loss right here, all right? You're not gonna make any money. You're gonna lose money. But this is okay. Why? Because we had diversified. We have like 1 or 2% in each asset, so it's inside our risk control. It's not gonna be a problem. But I'm gotta decide to transfer my assets. All right. Mistake number two. Uh, you didn't sell slowly. You sell it too fast. You didn't wait it. Okay. You sell too soon, and the company began to be good. Okay. It was just maybe a downside in that year, maybe because of some crisis. I don't know. But the company was so good. The managers were so good that they know how to turn that bad year and to reestablish all the profits, right? So this is the two mistakes that you can do. But the mistake number two, it's much worse. Okay, the mistake number two, it's much worse than mistake number one. Uh, to your equity. Okay, guys, that's why we gotta sell slowly because it's better to make mistake one than to make mistake number two. Okay. Uh, So guys, let's get back here. But okay, does anybody suffering to open an account at TD Ameritrade? All documents that I've sent has not accepted. What do you suggest to send as residence proof from our wife once we do not receive my bank document anymore and all bills are under my name? Gustavo, I'm not sure if I followed. What do you suggest to send as residence proof? Okay, from my wife once my bank document anymore, and all bills are under my name or her name. Okay, so you probably have an account here together with your wife, right? And you gotta send residence proof from both of you. I'm not sure. You gotta check with the TD Ameritrade about their policy about it, about married couples making the same investments. But probably the you don't think the marriage certificate would be plausible? I don't know. Or maybe you can change the proof that she lives at the same. Oh, yeah, I understood, but maybe you can change one of the bills. Maybe her cell phone or your cell phone, put in her name. I really don't know, but you better check with the TDM trade with their policy. Uh, okay, Charlito said that 1 year is not enough for putting quarantine. Uh, yeah, we are always speaking about long-term investments, right, guys? And 1 year it's too short, right? So you gotta decide it. It's something very personal, but I also think that 1 year is too short. Also, okay, they don't accept phone bills or credit card bills. So it's probably just energy bills or water bills. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult, I guess. Even especially if you don't live in your own house, right? Okay, Renan is saying that we know that the average funds management are losers in the long time, on the long run. Okay, but that's the average. Some are above the curve, above the average. So good funds are a good strategy to diversify. Okay, let's talk a little bit about funds. Uh, and again, Renan, we are gonna. Okay, so funds, funds. First of all, I'm talking about the amateur. Okay, so the whole philosophy here that we are talking about, it's for the amateur. Okay, it's for the amateur. Okay, the small investor, the small amateur investor. Okay, so funds. Let's start with the downside. Okay, guys, let's start with the downsides here. Uh, Guys, funds. You're gonna be managing, you're gonna be delegating your money to another person. Okay, so here we have uh, conflict of interest. Okay, and to me it prevails. Okay, funds, they have some goals, they have short term goals. Okay, so for example, uh, if they don't present like a good result in a trimester, quadrimester, or in 1 year, the investors they are gonna fade away, right? So you gotta present results. You gotta present short-term results. So it leads to riskier investments. Okay, so you're not gonna be doing a good risk control. Okay, in my opinion, because of that. Okay, third downside, any fund can go broke. Uh, negative negative equity, and the I don't know I'm not gonna say the shareholders, but okay, let's put shareholders. I really don't know the name of cotista in English, but anyway, let's try the Google Translator here. Quota holder. Anyway, uh, let's see. Okay, if the quota holder, cotista. Okay, guys, in Portuguese, and the cotista uh, might have to put more money. Okay, so these guys, this is the thing that doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, if the fund goes broke, If it becomes with negative equity, uh, you're gonna have to put you're gonna have to put more money. Okay, and maybe you don't have that money at that time. Okay, so this makes no sense, guys. One thing, okay, for example, you can make an investment. Okay, it doesn't matter which investment it is. Any investment, any investment, you can lose all your money. Okay, but this is one thing, because this money you have. Okay, this is one thing. Okay, this money you have. But when you have the chance to lose the money that you don't have, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, it doesn't make any sense, because you're not the one that is managing. It's another person that has another goal different than yours. Okay, so this is the downside. This is the downside. So upsides. Okay, uh, and again, no one. Okay, maybe you can find a fund that has an outcome uh, bigger than the average on the past years. Okay, there are those funds. Of course there is. Of course there is. But they are not for the small amateur investor. Okay, and probably they are gonna have like an initial uh, saving rate. Okay, o aporte. Okay, guys, too high. That doesn't make any sense for us. Okay, initial. Let me. Okay, saving rate, o aporte too high. That is not gonna make any sense for us. So I don't think any fund makes any sense for the small amateur investor. Okay. Uh, so I don't think funds are a good strategy to diversify for all the reasons that I made here. I think it makes no sense. Uh, Diversify besides our stocks, REITs, fixed incomes. I think you gotta go. It makes no sense you delegate the managing of your money. You gotta really study and put the money where you know where your goal it's only yours. You don't have other person involved. Okay, and and of course there are some other problems with the illusion of buying on the top and selling on the bottom. Okay, that are all related with the funds. So guys, any more questions? Oh, so come on guys. So Renan, if you FOF, you mean by real estate funds, right? This is a little bit different, okay? Real estate funds, the fees, of course, they are different, okay? So here it applies our philosophy, I guess. I was talking about the other investments funds, right? Investments funds. You can make an exception for the real estate funds. Uh, so guys, any other questions to us? We are already in a 45-minute chat. I can be here for a few more minutes if you guys have any other questions, any other topic you want to discuss, or we can just end the chat here. I'll give you guys a couple more minutes. So guys, thank you very much for your participation and collaboration. I apologize for not having a lecture for today, but I the sommelier from the interview was he told me too late about that he was not going to be able to make it. Okay, we have another question. What about funds or fixed income like bonds? Uh, so guys, uh, I think fixed income, of course, when you're gonna be planning your your financial financial dependence plan, of course you're gonna have a percentage in fixed income and you're gonna have a percentage in variable income, of course. And here we're gonna have stocks, uh, B3 stocks, right? Brazilian stocks. We can have real estate funds. We can have real estate, right? In fixed income, I think it only makes sense. Savings account, but savings account is going to be for emergency only. So no. So here, to me, the only thing that makes sense is the treasury bonds. Okay, uh, treasury bonds here or outside anyway. But something that you can put your money directly with no intermediary. Okay, so I don't know why people insist on funds because you're gonna pay taxes that makes no sense. They are totally unnecessary because you can invest directly, right? So of course you gotta have treasury bonds, you gotta have some equity in fixed income, right? But you can make that directly. I don't know why you have to use a fund for that. I'm not sure if I answered your question, Charlito, but I think that it doesn't make even more sense fixed income funds of fixed income. What do you think about investments fiscal paradise directly, not with ETF? It depends on what, right? It depends. I think it is it is good. Uh, the diversification, the diversification uh, is the most important thing, right? It is the most important thing. Okay, you want to put your money in a paradise place. Okay, and investments in Germany, China directly as diversification. So let's see here. China. Why would you put your money in China? Okay, uh, you have you have some blocks here, right? It's not that easy to put your money in China. Like as far as I'm concerned, it is impossible to be a share a shareholder directly of a Chinese company. Okay, so it makes no sense. Uh, if you're gonna be talking about buying Chinese currency, I don't think currency is an investment. I think currency is a value reserve, okay, which is a different thing. So it makes no sense. So especially Chinese currency because you don't have liquidity. You can only use Chinese currency in China, so it makes no sense at all. So no, I don't think China is plausible. Okay, Germany. Okay, it's not a problem if you want to be a shareholder of a Germany company. If you want to invest in the Germany stock market, it's not a problem at all. Okay, it's desirable and it's a pretty good thing if you can make it directly. Okay, so no problem on that. Exactly, Charlito. That's what I was talking about. It's not possible. They created like like a company that has some shares of the Chinese companies, and you can buy some of those shares, but you're not gonna be a shareholder directly of a Chinese company because their policy over there it's completely different about having foreigners being owner of their company. So exactly, I don't think China it's makes any sense today, right? Uh, and remember, guys, if you talk about currency, okay, dollar, euro, uh, yuan, anyway, uh, these are not investments, okay? They are value reserve. It's a different thing, okay? You are not gonna buy dollars uh, to have a passive income in the future from the dollar, okay? It makes no sense. It's a different thing, okay? It's a value reserve for a very, very specific situation that can happen in the future, okay? So, guys, uh, we're already in a 52 minutes chat. I'll be here for a couple more minutes if you have any more questions. Otherwise, we can end for tonight. Thank you for your participation, collaboration. Hope to see you next Monday. Okay, I'll be here for 2 more minutes if you have any more questions. If not, so long, farewell. I'll see you next Monday. Thank you, Renan. Thank you, Charlito. Thank you, Plinio, for your questions. Thank you, Gustavo. Okay. So, guys, hope to see you soon next Monday. Okay. And thanks again. Good night.